black gored skirt and straw hat with plume. Introducing Carla Gordon. And her mother, Henrietta. Fashion began to loosen up. They had less structure and were made of fabric that draped. Waistlines went higher, necklines were open and soft. Sleeves and skirt lengths were shorter. Skirts came above the ankle and seemed quite daring. Hair was worn long, but less full and closer to the head. This outfit features a white handkerchief blouse and skirt in blue. Introducing Linda Clarkin and her mother, Noreen. (1920 to 1930). A dramatic change in the style and length of women's clothes. The boyish figure was popular. Waistlines dropped to the hips, or wasn't at all. No corsets were ever worn. Sleeveless garments with daring open collars approved, and collars were worn very seldom. The age of the flapper was here, with hemlinks all the way to the knee. How daring. Introducing Therese Thronson. And her mother, Alana. (1930 to 1940). Fashion became fitted to show traditional women's shapes, and the waistline returned to its proper place. The first synthetic rayon was in use. Garments were more tailored, featuring suits and coats. The hemline fell down again, with skirts of pleats being popular. This authentic 1930s dress has crepe jacket and includes an attached slip. Introducing Tara Doherty and her mother, Cheryl. (1940 to 1950). The war gave rise to the hemlines again to save material, and the uniform look was in. Like today's fashions, shoulder pads were in. Skirt lengths at the knee and hair worn in a pompadour style were fashionable. In 1948, a new look arrived, plunging skirt lengths to ballerina length. This outfit includes an authentic 1940s blouse, introduced by Debbie Newman. And her mother, Phyllis. Picture necklines and strapless dresses emphasized the shoulder in this decade. Shoulder pads were wouldn't do it. As the decade continued, hair began to be long and straight. Hers is long. Cheryl models an off-white mini dress topped with a brocade vest. Introducing Cheryl Theobald. And her mother, Anne. The popular look was ethnic. Hippie, peasant, and granny styles were popular. Fabrics were used with the synthetic and natural colors. Princess seaming in jackets, pants, and skirts. Jeans became the mainstay with bell-bottoms and stretch pants. Skirts would be wrap-around skirts and mini-skirts. Hair was long and straight, layered like a gypsy or frizzed. Jewelry were long beads, leather, stones, and Indian jewelry. Introducing Shayla Johnson and her mother, Judy. (1980 to 1990). This sporty outdoor wear is very popular in the 80s. Sometimes bizarre, punk, hard rock, underwear, stretch, anything goes in the 90s. And the 80s, pants from waist, high cut, bathing suits, crushed or roll pant legs from baggies to tights. Hair is perfectly natural from any length. Could be shaved, or cropped, or spiked, or moosed. Fabrics are neon and bright, and very splashing colors. Introducing our foreign exchange student this year, Cecilia Rodriguez, and her American mother, Wanda Owen. It appears as though the 90s are starting off with a photocopy of some of the previous fashions from other generations. Neon colors, Bermuda shorts, Elton John glasses, relaxed styles, and dresses, along with satins from the 30s and 40s. This concludes our senior fashion show of 1990. Next, we will have the mother-daughter response.
Dear daughter, oh, where has the time gone, my little bundle of joy? Your big blue eyes always smiling. It is so easy to take things for granted in a family, to assume that you know the things that somehow never get said. But maybe you don't know how special you are, how easy it is to be proud of you. Maybe you've never guessed how much you're admired for the cool-headed way you think for yourself, or for the warm-hearted way you think about others. Maybe you don't know how nice you are to be around, how your cheerful enthusiasm adds such life to ordinary days. Maybe you don't realize how much it's always meant to have you for a daughter, to see you grow up so beautifully without ever growing away from those who love you. Well, in case you don't know this is coming, just to let you know what a very dear daughter you are. Love always, Mom.
Thank you, God, for pretending not to notice that one of your angels was missing and for guiding her to me. You must have known how much I would need her, so you turned your head for a minute and allowed her to slip away to me. Sometimes I wonder what special name you had for her. I call her Mother. To think of not having her with me is unbearable. I don't know what I would have done without her all these years. whether I deserved to be loved or not. Willingly and happily, she had fed me, clothed me, taught me, encouraged me, inspired me, and with her own special brand of gentleness, reprimanded me. A bit of heaven's own blue, her eyes reflect hope and love for you and her family. She has tried to instill that love in us. She's not the least bit afraid of work, with her constant scrubbing, polishing, painting, and fixing. She has made every house we've lived in a beautiful home. When I'm confused, she sets me straight. She knows what matters and what doesn't, what to hold on to and what to let go. You have given her an endless supply of love. She gives it away freely, yet never seems to run low. Even before I am aware I have a need, she is making plans and working to supply it. You gave her great patience. She is the best listener I have met. With understanding and determination, she always seems to turn a calamity into some kind of success. She urges me to carry my own load in life, but is always close by if I stumble under the burden. She hurts when I hurt, she cries when I cry, and she will not be happy until she has seen a smile on my face once more. Although she has taught me to pray, she has never ceased to invoke your richest blessings upon me. Thank the other angels for filling in for her while she is away. I know it hasn't been easy. Her shoes would be hard to fill. She has to be one of your greatest miracle gods, and I want to thank you for lending my mother to me. Thank you, Mom, for always being there for me. I love you. You bought it back for me.
Western Railroad for a depot, Wyoming became a thriving village. Hotels, a variety of businesses, 5 freight trains going through town. Travelers arriving on one of those trains greeted townspeople, train depot agents, a local accountant, and a young widow of the village. It said there really was a young man who sent love letters to his sweetheart in Mount Horeb. At one time, the couple supposedly sent as many as 5 letters a day by train. This young man received some quarry advice in our Fun with a Legend. From days gone by and days ahead, this village touches you. Mr. Citizen told me, man, that since my luck is gone, I'll build my life in one of everything I've done. Well, you got your letter this train. Yes, I did, you know. I think she loves you. Don't you know that you have to get yourself on a train and go to Mount Horeb and see her? You can't just write letters for the girl. It takes more than that. Well, I did go see her, you know. Anyhow, I think she loves you. You want to read that? Certainly not. Don't be sharing what any young lady writes you. Yes, sir. Well, it's not an answer yet, so I haven't heard one yet. Next daytime train. You need to be honest. I guess so, sir. Good day, Mr. Jones. Good day, Mr. Richardson. And you, Mrs. Buffalo, good evening. Keep up the good would risk the trip to get the boys that you know that you come and grow and prosper. I know it's someone who's easy, but since it has, you're taking your hat.
The rest of Margaret comes down outpost and we what was their vision?
How did we begin calling this town Margaret?
Most people say he's the mayor who runs the house, so we need an answer so now. No. Everyone knows that we must speak well. The poetry of old Ivanova, they gave us the name for our city. He was her favorite poet. Would you like to listen to him? That's the goal.
Ah, boy.
No one makes them think that poet's name. That's a quite dreamy woman if you ask me. Well, I didn't ask you. And furthermore, I heard it now. Ha! The great by mascot. It was a surveyor. No, the poet, I say, I did hear. That's the whole trouble. You hear, and you hear. You quote, and you quote. Maybe you ought to stop hearing so much type. Not type. Well, you said yourself just a few minutes ago that much of life is supposed to be. Did you not, William?
Yes, ma'am, but I did.
Yes, can't win them, Lois. Especially arguments, they're like clocks. Trying to keep the whole earth in a circle, and they get inside. That's one. You mean that's the reason men shoot each other? For no good reason? Like loyal friends we are. Like thieves in a briar patch. Not to change the subject, but there is a full moon coming out there. A peach-colored harvest. You ought to be in my horse telling that girl why he thinks so much of her. Indeed, if he doesn't marry soon and quit raising cane, his mother will raise the old man up with him and toss him out on his ear. Why, I heard that just the other evening he was in many child's chicken that tormenting the chickens, and not a one of them was laid the next him. Were you? What were you doing in there?
Not so much. Jim and I discussed betting on our sewing ability. We decided to strip off these tail feathers off these chickens. Actually, I think that's what we got to take.
Well, I happen to know that Nettie's chicken yard just happens to be outside the door of your favorite pub. And I can tell you that will stop. Barnwell will be dry next year. It's been voted in again. Chicken yard, chicken salad. Oh, time you get to settle down. Well, I must be going along. Will you be over later on that? Yes, ma'am.
What do I say to her? The moon is great and all, but what do I say? Each colored moon in the velvet night, your eyes meet mine in moons of its light. Each colored moon going down to the deep, your lips and voice that stops each colored moon in the velvet sky. I want you until I die. Each colored moon going down to the sea. Come love me now. Come take me.
Oh, you couldn't say it any better.
What are you doing here?
Were you expecting someone else?
No, that is, I wasn't.
I took his train here from that Nettie. I was just waiting for you to get off work. Didn't you get my letter?
Yes, but there was no mention.
Turn it over.
Oh boy, it's so cute.
Yeah. This other says clip. As the letter says. My answer. Yeah.
You heard their comments about the chicken feathers?
Yeah, I did. But I love you anyway. We'll be fine, William. We'll be very Huh. Just bad as it always is. Man's perfectly reasonable till that moon appears alongside a good-looking girl. Then all of life completely out of control. Damn nuisance could be so illogical. Hello. Yes. Yes. Hello, Lola. Yes. Yes. I did think it would be a good night to sit out and enjoy the evening on the porch. Yes, yes. Since you like poetry, I found some of a file here in a Mr. Evans. Listen to this. Long years of life I have traveled, its path of vision seen. My thoughts are ever twining to muse upon the dream. The time of happy childhood, of youth when all is fair, is not to mar its beauty, with freedom from all care. Of youth with her who has my children, and of my life a part, the very gift of heaven, an idol of my heart. I left my native country, the home of birth and kin, and crossed the great Atlantic, new worlds to enter in. Here also was I guided, as by an unseen hand, and here we lived and prospered in our adopted land. For 7 and 20 summers we journeyed on and on, together till the evening of life was reached and on. My work on earth is over. I stand and view the past. I know the day is closing, and twilight cometh fast. My journey soon is ended. The race is nearly run. I only ask this favor, to hear the voice, well done.
Each golden moon in the velvet night, your light beats mine in full golden light. Each golden moon, your mountains a tree, your lips as moist as the soft summer breeze. Each golden moon in the velvet dark sky, I want you with me until I die. Each golden moon going down through the trees. Follow me now, come take me free.
The betrothed young woman meets her friends in the local millinery shop. They exchange their ideas about young women's hopes and dreams of love and life.
Guess who I saw sitting on the moonlight last night? Oh, tell us. Will got down on the studio. Girls, no, concentrate. All of you come here when you are quite ready. I need to see you down, and I need to say yes. Well, here I am. Will it be all right, Rebecca? Oh, yes, I do love that color, don't you? Oh, at last. Well, see, that's
street lamps appeared in 1885, soon after the village hired their first lamplighter. Shoppers on their way home encountered the lamplighter going about his business.
What are you doing, dear?
Reading the paper, dear.
Anything new?
As a matter of fact, there's a letter in the Chronicle about our new street light. Listen to this. One street light is carnivaled already, and there are more to follow. Eventually, about a half dozen street lamps were installed, and the job of lighting them was taken on by Tom Jones Jr.
I've heard that Tommy Jones full of the Dickens.
Oh, well, most of the Jones are full of the Dickens.
As long as the street lamps are lit, I guess that's all that matters.
Yes, dear.
Children, families, and building the memories of life.
Why not?
Look in there!
Let's see here. What's the idea, Andy? You know women don't like this sort of thing. Mom doesn't like weak old dead squirrels.
I guess not. Oh! Oh, Johnny! Jimmy! What on earth have you been doing with my tray? I asked you to bring it home very carefully. Oh, look at all the dust and, oh, I believe there's a hole in it.
Well, why did they have it in the first place, Nell?
Well, I sent it to school with cookies on it. A special classroom treat.
You fell, son. You fell, son.
No, sir. We were,
No? Then what?
we were sliding on it.
Sliding on it. Sliding on it.
That will help. It's the greatest sled you've ever saw. That's it. Oh. Oh, Billy, where did you get this much money? I gave you only enough for a short stop at the candy store.
You might as well fess up, Billy. I can tell you for a fact. It's no use. You'll find out anyhow.
Well, where, Billy? I play poker this afternoon. Poker? Billy, you're only a child. What I want.
That is the point.
And what else? I saw a Daddy's naughty pictures I never didn't like them. You stole one of Daddy's naughty pictures? Well, you both may show me where the rest of these delightful pictures are. And then, William Jr., you will go to bed without any supper. And so, William Sr. will you.
Annie, there's a burnt offering in that kettle. Is that supposed to be my supper?
Oh, dear, I've been sewing all day.
So I see.
Mama, Daddy, come, quick, pass the train master.
Dear. So who? What? I've had him exasperating. Hey, now what?
Oh, Daddy.
Oh no. Oh no, the dog is not back.
Oh, no, Daddy.
He what?
Oh, no. When I took Aunt Abby over, that dog must have followed. Oh, no, that dog must have gotten on the train.
Family man, just rattled over sewing day, encountered one of the hobos who often strayed in from the freight train. He tries to sell him on the lure of the free life on the rails.
It's always like this when they're doing those blasted patchwork quilts. That's right. Nobody pays any attention to their duties or any of us when those quilts are on the table instead of my food.
No attention I want anyhow.
No food.
No order, no discipline. Whack his dog even gets crazy.
Next week I'll be out on midnight class. If he keeps up like this, I swear it. The freight train opened many doors all across the state. The freight train opened many doors all across the state. Sure we could count upon it's always being late.
good health and rest, the very best, were not our destiny. Good health and rest, the very best, were not our destiny. We'll hear the screech, the wet hand, through
Freight train boogie blues, one of them. Freight train boogie blues, old black's got me. Look at all the sleep I lose.
Don't be complaining about old midnight black. Help populate this here town. Say though, I got to come in town on Sunday though. Look what that Bartholomew woman gave me as a handout. An onion. One with sheet crabby. Come aboard old midnight black. It's the greatest life.
For a fact, it is true, we're lucky to survive. For a fact, it is true, we're lucky to survive.
The old night black, the ugly sound, a freight train number 5.
Freight train boogie blues, one of them. Freight train boogie blues, old black's got me. Look at all the sleep I lose. Freight train boogie blues, one of them. Freight train boogie blues, old black's got me. Look at all the sleep I lose.
Supper, dear.
Old black's got me. Look at all the sleep I lose.
See the big threshing machine start up. Well, at least most young men.
Jim, we're here.
Say, Jim, come on, you lazy bum. How do you golf on? See anything? Jim, come on, it's gone. Hurry up, we gotta get going. Your pa already had his breakfast. Gonna throw a rock at his window. Nice, old man. Here, throw it anyway. I'll think of something better. You bet. Here, listen, Bill. Yo, you rat. You rat. I'm so excited about it. It's already 100 degrees. It's so hot today, the sun will melt.
When did you wake up at dawn? It's already 98 degrees. Too long for a lemonade. And that beautiful tree. But the machine and the green is threshing gold. In the furnace of threshing time, you dream about the cold.
When did men not argue about which tractor is best? Our Johnny Deere, Frankie Farmall, lend a new twist to an old song. Did you know Frankie Farmall was first produced in the 1920s?
Case is best, you're crazy. It's John Deere all the way.
No, it's not Farmall. Poor
before he started becoming so successful.
I'm a modern machine, Johnny. I'm the latest hardware, and it works.
What? Maybe I'll have to inspect.
Well, my wagon hitch is easier to use, and my steering column is smoother.
The hitch is just fine.
And my brakes can stop this on a dime.
Oh, Frank, you weren't going to keep me so serious about all this women's movement and success stuff.
You have to love me and my success, Johnny, and that's the truth.
Oh, nuts, Frankie.
And both you, Johnny.
Frankie and Johnny were lovers, so the story did go. Out to the competition, and spirits sang so low their love did die. And to tell you why.
Johnny makes this tractor. Don't you know what it's worth?
They don't believe you, Johnny. You think you've gone well first.
But I'm their man.
No, it won't.
Pure gold is D-E-E-R-E spelled clear.
But I spell them Monday. They come D-E-A-R-D.
But I'm their man.
No, I'm their gal.
The farmers have a friend in every boat and field.
But Frankie came along. You step into the room.
With dear you won't do.
Let me ask you, honey, who is you?
Johnny were lovers, so the story did go. Out to the competition, their spirits sang so low their love did die. And we told you why.
Mr. Fred Theobald spoke at the Iowa County Grange meeting, encouraging men and women to change their business. He asked them to leave farming, wheat farming, to the cinch bug, and start dairy farming and cheese factories. He opened his speech by saying simply, "Cheese it."
Thanks. Did you folks go?
We sure did. Heard Mr. Theobald Middlebury speak at the Iowa County Green.
He did mention Mr. Ward, but Atkinson. Well, what did he say? He sure convinced us.
Mr. Jones plans to build a cheese factory in Middlebury Church.
I just can't believe we're giving up all this wheat.
Well, if the cinch bugs don't even fall off, the threshing machine makers and sellers will.
Say, my dad was going to go to the World Exhibition. We found out that if you bring yourself a jar full of cinch bugs, you get in for free. So he figured out how to do it, and he tried it.
Well, how?
Well, he dug himself a post hole. The bugs came crawling along, and they crawled up to the edge, and they fell in. So he rolled up his sleeve, and he scooped himself up a jar full of cinch bugs.
Yeah. Not to change the subject, tell us more about the cheese business and raising cattle. So what else does this Mr. Theobald say?
In short, he said, cheese it. Let our daughters tell you about it.
You become a much richer chance. Look and pay attention, really do. Now understand just what is next. You've been working too hard and today going and running over loud. All that it can be done, really good news. Look at the back of the cow.
Boston product that has inspired nationwide pride. Yes, there really was a chairman of the poultry department at UW named Professor Herbert Bird II. We do not know if he inspired the fantasy of the farmer's daughter, but here's to Professor Herbert Bird.
Bring the pie, Lucy. Oh my gosh, where are we going again, Mom? It's mad because in the A poultry building, what is it? Lecture and a workshop. Oh, what would there be for us to do there? One picnic is all for us. Will there be young people there? Oh my gosh, big boys, Mom. You guys intended to make any money this year selling those eggs. You better take some notes in today's session. This is going to be a special protective. Oh my gosh, what are we going to talk about? Chickens, poultry, how to improve the product feeding. Who's the professor? Professor Herbert Bird, lecturing on chickens and poultry. Oh my gosh, come on, silly. There might be some cute guys there. Oh, do you know any boys or randomized chickens for Pete's sake? Probably be no boys there. You know, most men raise a couple of chicks now. What? The worst kind, daughters. Now hurry up! Well, if I have to go, I'll pretend. Oh my gosh, no. Your pretending always gets me in trouble. I'll pretend that Professor Herbert is my boyfriend. He's divine and loves only me. My girlfriend and my sister was just him. Oh my gosh. Now picture this.
Lecturing on chicken feed, poultry, feathers, and even bird seed. We're telling you, he's lecturing at UW. Oh my word, Professor Herbert Bird. Lecturing on chicken feed, poultry, feathers, and even bird seed. Yes, it is true, we're telling you, he's lecturing at UW. Oh my word, Professor Herbert Bird. 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 Oh my God.
And human rights and conditions began early in its history. We salute the work of civic groups, the exchange with Barnable Holland, and the quiet everyday work of those citizens who never asked for or received fame for their consistent work.
What are you doing here?
Reading the Chronicle there.
Any great news?
Yes, listen to the ordinance passed at the village council this week. It shall be the duty of every person who shall pitch or tie to any post, railing, or other thing in the village of Barnable any horse or horses, mule or mules in freezing weather, if such animals be heated from riding or driving, to immediately blanket the same and keep such animal or animals blanketed while they remain hitched or tied. Any person violating any of the provisions of this ordinance shall, upon conviction thereof, be fined not less than $1 nor more than $10, and the cost of prosecution. And in default of payment of such fine and cost, shall be imprisoned at the county jail by the month.
Barnables will always be a place where people care and show it.
Get your garden gloves on. These arrived. 5,000 of them. The Pulitzer gift to the city of Barnable, Holland. We got our work cut out for us.
Hello, Aunt Edith? I'm calling you, Aunt Edith. No, there's no Pulitzer in Barnable. I suppose you could go to tomato? Yeah. Yes, it was awful. We lost people. But Louisville, you know Barnable. I don't know how, but we'll do it. house on the road. Right here in Barnville. What now? There's no to raise elbows.
Community members, teachers, students, and board members all care about education because it affects present and future life for our most important product, children. There seems to be a bit of mischief wherever children are present. We found a little mischief in these remembrances of some past school happenings.
Mr. Jones, now see here, listen carefully. Our children have been reading smut filled with nudity. It is so disgraceful. I know you cannot wish to see our little darling.
Sampling such a dish.
These symbols in the school, we cannot have it here. It's not that we're against it.
But there be no peace this year.
Hooray! What we are hearing is filling us with breath. That cute little math teacher is singing them their math.
Let's hear something. Yes, sir.
If you have three sides the same in length, it's equal lateral. If you have not any sides the same, it's always called scaling. But the one that ends up hard to spell, two sides the same, you know it well. It's ISOSCELES and it's isosceles. There is a teacher here, one of the best in the land, but he is now notorious.
With a kazoo band.
It is red, white, and blue.
But I meant no harm, sir.
What say we walk on two?
Clean air, land, and water have become the focus of current generations. We're all working to clean up the living space we share.
Hello, Jake. What's happening in New York?
Pollution, noise, drugs, and...
Guess you can stop with that nonsense before they're all dead.
Yeah, actually, I called to tell you. They'll be homeless next week for quite a while. I'm buying graphic house.
Your mother heard that. She's smiling. Her hearing's better than mine.
This girl of mine was a little country in her life.
What girl?
Sit back down, Ma. She's getting married this spring. She's amazing and sweet with the doll. That's why we'll be in Wisconsin.
Praise the Lord, his brother's going on with the girl. He's getting married. You bet. This calls for a celebration.
Solomon left with the good old gal.
Have the right to send yourself.
Move on up the grand old star.
Now that town starts to farm.
got some cider, harvest golden gray, working through the evening till the autumn rain, working in the town before the snowing thing, then sitting by the fireside till the autumn rain. There is one thing sure on which we all agree, if we want the best there is, let's keep my country.
Others will move away, visiting at Christmas. Perhaps some will return one day. You pick up the phone one day, Dad or Mom, to hear your son or daughter say, "I'm coming home to Barneville," writing on a song. Through this with our window